Hey, what's up everybody? This is your boy Travis back with another review for Big Boy Toy Reviews, and I got a really good one here. Long awaited S.H.Figuarts Sasuke. This guy was delayed probably 2 months, somewhere around there, and even when he got released, it seemed like he got released in limited quantity. So I got them really late. I ordered them on Amazon, and they seem to have sent out some and didn't send out any to me or a bunch of people. So either way, I finally got them in, and let's go ahead and take a look at them. So here's the box. This is the front of the box. As you can see, it says Sasuke. I assume that says Sasuke there along the side. It's got a nice picture of a nice pose of Sasuke there. It's the other side of the box. Uchiha Sasuke, depending on American or Japanese. You know, they say their name backwards. So Sasuke Uchiha Sasuke, however you want to say it. It's the back of the box. You got some product shots here, some poses. As you can see, he clearly comes with the Chidori. He comes with his sword. Let's get a close up there. Comes with his sword. Got some kanji there on the top. Let me just raise this up a little bit. And some kanji there, which I don't know what that says. Probably says extremely posable, something like that, I don't know. And then we have the faces. This is the other side of the box. As you can see, it's the Chidori pose again. Top of the box, not much there. Bottom of the box, not much there. So let's go ahead and crack them open and see what he looks like. Let's see here. Okay, so here we go. We got him here in his clamshell. You can see the parts that he comes with a lot easier. As you can see, he comes with a bunch of hands. Comes with one alternate face, which is completely bogus. He costs probably $15 more than Naruto, and comes with less stuff. So basically, S.H.Figuarts were gouging you because you knew that people were going to want him. He's coming with his swords, and there's the Chidori effect part. And if you want, I'll go ahead and get out the instructions. The instructions show the hands, how to put the hands on, how to put the face on, how to put the hair pieces on, how the Chidori piece works, how the swords work, how the swords can go in his on his back on that rope belt piece. And that's basically it. There we go. So that's for the instructions there. Let's go ahead and get him out of his clamshell and get a good look at the actual figure itself. Well, before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at all the things that he comes with. Just kind of, oh, and there goes a hairpiece. Alright, so he comes with, speaking of the hairpiece, he comes with an alternate hairpiece, which, when I show you the figure, doesn't look any different from the hairpiece that's already on him. It's absolute nonsense. It was a complete waste. And in actuality, this is slightly different, which means that I don't know. I don't know if they used a new mold for this or not. If they did use a new mold, then what was the point of making something that looks almost exactly like the hairpiece that they already have on them? If you're going to use a new mold, why not make an effect piece that's blowing in the wind or something that'll be dynamic for posing? But no, they put the same hairpiece in there. Either way, it looks all right. It's pretty flat there. There's no sculpting in the top of the hair there, which is kind of annoying, to be honest with you. There's a little sculpting there on the sides, so that's okay. Then it has some blue shading here that I'm not quite sure why. I don't remember him having blue shading in the anime, but I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the anime in a minute, so and plus right now at the time of this taping, they are in some filler on the anime, which at the moment it's kind of whack filler. Anyway, the hair is kind of soft, as you can see. It's really bendy. He comes with some hand pieces, so he comes with two of these, two sign wielding hand pieces. I guess you can say that's for the multi-clone jutsu, at least for Naruto it would be. And as you can see, it's got the nail sculpted there. You can see some knuckles. So the hand pieces are done really well, actually. No complaint there. So he has two of those. He has two hands that are kind of clenched, or kind of clawed type hands. Looks like he's kind of clawing. Maybe he can hold a ball or something like that. Naruto comes with a similar hand for his Rasengan. So he has two of those hands. Then he comes with two like karate chopping hands, or see if we can get a zoom in on that. There we go. Or focus, I mean. So he comes with two of these hands. And then he comes with just some open hands. Oops. There's some open hands there. Still very nicely sculpted. And then he comes with one holding hand, and which is, again, very disappointing. Why does he only come with one hand for holding things? For holding his swords. That's all that hand is for. And these karate chopping hands, these hands here are actually the hands that you use to put the chidori on. So I'll show you that in a minute. Well, actually, I'll show you the chidori real quick. Really nice translucent plastic there. Blue translucent plastic, which is accurate to the show, and it actually splits apart unnecessarily. Really, to be honest with you, you don't need to split this apart to actually get his hand in there. But I mean, I guess it's okay. I guess it's nice that you can. And if you, I'll go ahead and just put the hand in there just to show you. Which hand is it supposed to be? I believe it's supposed to be his left hand. This looks like the left hand. And as you can see, there's just a gap. There's just a hole there. You just stick that hand in that hole. Bam. Then you can pop it on the peg when you want him to have it. Then he comes with a sheathed sword. That's just flat black plastic. It's nothing special. An unsheathed version of his sword. Sheath, I guess, just the sheath. And then the sword, which is done relatively well. I mean, it's got some gray, silverish kind of silverish plastic blade there. Then you can see the handle of the blade, or the handle of the sword. So very plain. So that's all he comes with, and to be honest with you, that is quite disappointing. considering that he was about $54-$60 almost when you throw in shipping. So I think that's pretty damn disappointing. But I mean, you gotta have him if you like the show. You got, oh, I forgot one thing, his alternate face. So this is his alternate face. I can't believe I almost forgot that. That's done really well. If I can get a close up there, I don't think you can't really see it, but he had, you can kind of see there. He has the Migaku run, or well, I don't know what that version of the Rasengan is called, or not the Rasengan, of his damn it, what is it? What is his eyes called? Sharingan, sorry. That version of the Sharingan, that's what he has on his alternate face. And he's screaming. So that's a good looking face. That looks really good. In comparison to Naruto, all his faces kind of sucked. But these look really good. His face looks really good. So that's a nice close up of, you can see the eyes. So getting to the figure. So this is the figure out of the box. And as I was saying before, the hair sculpt, it's the same hair. If I can kind of, actually I'll take the hair that he has on off and I'll show them both of you. I'll show them both, if I can talk, next to each other. They're almost identical. They're not quite identical, which makes me think that maybe it could have been a new sculpt, or new sculpt. And here we go. This would be more accurate. This would be more accurate to the side. So the sculpting on the side there is different. So I mean, it must be a different sculpt. Why would you make them almost exactly the same? That makes absolutely no sense. It's almost like you were just. It's almost like S.H.Figuarts were just like, fuck the consumer. We're gonna make it, half-ass it slightly, and not give them any other options than just the plain old hair, the plain hair sculpt. It's just, and then we're gonna charge more for it. So anyway, I don't want to make this video a rant. So, but this is his regular face, and it looks good. I think they did a good job on getting his blank expression pretty well. The line on his mouth looks good. Black eyes, that's accurate to the show. Then this is his hair. And they did a good job sculpting the back of the hair. They really did. They did a good job there. I just think they could have put a little more effort into the bangs and put more sculpting there and put more lines in there to simulate hair better. But it doesn't detract from the figure that much, but it just pisses me off, that they could have done more with this figure. It's a popular show. He's a huge character in the show, and you would think that they would do their best to display the main characters the best that they can. But they kind of half-assed it, to be honest with you. On the face, they really have asked it on Naruto, and he's the main character of the show. So I guess I shouldn't have really expected anything less. But you would have thought they would have learned they would have learned their lesson. But S.H.Figuarts is really inconsistent. Anyway, you can see his shirt, nice shading there on the shirt. Really nice zipper details there. Shading pretty much everywhere throughout the shirt. Shading on his arms. You can kind of see that the chest has a little definition to it. Although, I mean, it's okay. I can't complain too much about the chest. It kind of looks like a shirt. It's supposed to be. I don't think he wears a shirt under this, but that kind of looks like a shirt. It looks like they sculpted a shirt and painted it flesh color. But anyway, and then that's the back of him. He has the Uchiha symbol there. Nice wrinkles in his sleeves. The collar is a hard piece, but it does not restrict any of the articulation of the head, and I'll show you that later. This is a relatively soft piece, so you can get a little flex out of it, but I wouldn't push it too much. You can see that his armbands are nicely wrinkled there, and I think it does have a little blue shading on it, so that's good. And these are the fist hands that are the default hands that come in the box. His rope belt here is done really nicely sculpted. It pops off like that, so it can swing on this ball peg, which is a nice addition. I like that a lot. And that can swing any way to get out the way, and it's soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about it breaking or anything like that. His little dress, or I don't know, this thing on his waist, I don't really know what you call that. It is, god damn it, it's all soft plastic. Actually, I'll just keep that off right now. It's all soft plastic, so this, you know, when they showed the product shots of this picture, or excuse me, the product shots of this figure, when they were talking about making him, and then my biggest concern was whether this was going to be a soft or a hard piece. Then Broly came out with a similar type of dress or gown, or however you want to call this thing, or shroud, I don't know. And it was hard plastic, but it had hinges and ball pegs everywhere, so you could still move it out the way. But they went on ahead and went with soft plastic here, which I think was a good idea. Either way would have worked just fine. So it's done really well. You can see the wrinkles. There's little light shading in it. There's a little dark shading there in the wrinkles there. So that's done really well. So it won't hinder any of the articulation. Then we got his pants here. His pants are done really well. We got a lot of shading in the pants. A lot of shading. So I guess that would simulate more like a shadow, because of his little waist or shroud or whatever would be over that part of his pants. More shading there on the lower legs. And then his calves there are done really well. Hole in the foot joint, in the ankle joint there. I'm not quite sure why they went with the hollow pin there, but I mean, it works. His sandals are done relatively nicely. I can't complain too much about those sandals. They got them. And his toes are sculpted with the toenails and everything. So all in all, I think he looks awesome. I do have those complaints, and I just voiced those complaints. But those complaints aside, I think he looks fantastic. He looks like Sasuke. He looks more like Sasuke than Naruto looks like Naruto. So I'm happy for that. As far as articulation goes, he has a ball peg for his head, so it's just a ball peg and a ball hinge. He does have probably a ball peg for his neck, so with that being said, he can look down quite a bit. Alright, he can look up a good amount. His arms go up only about that far because his his sleeve is hard plastic, and the way that it's sculpted, it runs into this part of his chest, and so it won't go up all the way. But I mean, that's cool. That's good enough. He has a double jointed elbows that go more than 90 degrees, and the one complaint I do have about this joint is that it protrudes a little bit, and so he can't get there. That's even better. He can't take full advantage of the double hinge, because when you try to bend it, his forearm runs into, I guess, a bicep. It kind of looks more like they were trying to make a bicep out of the hinge, and it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't know why they did that. He has ball pegs for his hands, and so, you know, that's typical S.H.Figuarts there. So nothing special about that. That can be moved any which way, especially if you move the peg around. So we all know that. He has an upper ab crunch, and so if this is him straight, he can bend that far forward and bend this far back. He does have a waist swivel, so you can swivel at the waist, and you can swivel at that ab crunch there, but not a whole lot. So you can't really take advantage of the waist for crunching. So you're going to get all your crunch is really going to come at the upper joint. His legs are the typical S.H.Figuart legs, which I personally appreciate. So if I can move some of this plastic out the way, let me take that off again. He has that drop down gimmick where the peg drops down, and he can get all that range. He can get that huge range of motion with his legs, which is good for Sasuke because he is a very mobile, agile character. So you would expect him to be able to kick like that. He has a double jointed knee, not the greatest knee joint there, but I mean, yeah, they could have put something there to cover that, but they didn't. What you gonna do? It's Sasuke. I showed you the ankle joint earlier, so that allows him to move his foot up that far, and he can pull it down that far. And he does have a toe hinge, and he does have plenty of ankle pivot, so you can get the ankle to pivot quite a bit. So he has a ton of articulation. Just to show you some options with the swords, as you can see, he has a cutout right there in the back of his rope on his waist, so you can slide the sheathed sword in there just fine. You can put the unsheathed sword in there just fine. There would be no reason to put the unsheathed, this is the sheath, but there's no reason to put the unsheathed sword in there. I mean, it can go in there, but there's no reason to put that in there because he would typically have that in his hand. Now I'll show you what I'll do is the hand for holding things is his right hand. So I'll put that hand on him. Then I'll put the Chidori hand on here, which the Chidori hand can go on either the left or the right. And I already have it in the effect, so you can see that there. Then I'll swap his hair, with really not swapping hair out. I just swap his face out, and we'll put the more dynamic face on him, which is probably, I don't know. I've been posing him with the straight face. So we'll put that face on him, and we the effect fell off. Let me fix that really quick. To be honest with you, when you take this out the box, it's really tight. It's really tight, and it's kind of hard to take apart. I would leave it like that. To be honest with you, I would leave it like that, because once you take it out, once you're able to split those two pieces, it kind of gets a little weak. So I thought about just gluing those two pieces together, because his hand slides in there just fine, as you saw me do earlier. And so we'll stick the sword in his hand. It goes in his hands really easily. And as you can see, it's not sliding out or anything. Put this piece back on him. Go ahead and put that back on him, and we'll put the sheath, we'll put the sheath, just the sheath. Keep getting that wrong. In his back, and you know, if you wanted to pose him, let me move my camera down a little bit. Yeah, if you wanted to pose him, you could put him in, you know, kind of a you know, just trying to get that joint to come over a little bit there. And you know, I kind of like him to have the sword going this way, and you do have that option to make it go this way, and I kind of have it coming, you know, I kind of have it coming over his chest or something like this, or to the side like this, kind of holding it like that. And then they have the chidori. I don't know. You got options, is what I'm saying. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I typically have him with the straight face. I think the dynamic face is nice, but it can't serve the correct purpose without a dynamic hairpiece. It just doesn't serve the purpose that it's supposed to be serving without a dynamic hairpiece. It just doesn't. So, you know, that's just my opinion. You know, some of you might disagree with me, but that's how I feel about it. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I think he's a great figure. I think he is definitely worth getting, especially if you already got Naruto. I'm definitely hoping that they make Sakura and get the rest of Team 7 together. Kakashi, even Sai. It'd be nice to see him. And then they can go ahead and make some of the secondary characters like Hinata, which they should make Hinata, because that's Naruto's wife. Spoiler alert if you don't know already. I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, he's a good figure. Pick him up if you want. If not, you know, pass on it. He's not that expensive, and he will be hard to get. I guarantee you he will sell out, and he will be hard to get. So get him while you can. Anyway, this is your boy Travis signing out again. Keep collecting, guys. Thumbs this video up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't like it. Either way, leave a comment down below. And until next time, be safe. Keep collecting. Peace out.